viewers, welcome back. Today I'd like to discuss a rather interesting topic. Currently in Splatoon there is a Splatfest going on. You may know it. It is the chicken versus egg debate. Now, something I found interesting was that this Splatfest is the only Splatfest that has a right answer. And you may be wondering, how does it have a right answer? You're allowed to choose whichever side you want. How can you prove this? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad you're here to watch the video. Now, all my information will be based on our scientists of the world, so if they're wrong, that's, well, not my fault. Anyway, let us commence. So, when we think of a chicken, a basic chicken, a white chicken, black chicken, whatever chicken, we have a chicken. Our first thought process in this situation is, where did this chicken come from? Well, using educated guess, we can assume it probably came from an egg. But even with that, that doesn't prove anything. Yeah, it came from an egg, but that doesn't mean Team Egg is inherently already correct, just because a chicken did come from an egg. We have to go further back in time. Let me explain. So, through educated guesses from our scientists, it is believed that chickens evolved from dinosaurs, which is rather interesting, but when you look at the similarities, we can kind of understand how that may have happened. So, using this, if we go all the way back to prehistoric times and we look at dinosaurs, we can figure out what the real true answer is. So, let's begin. So think of your basic dinosaur. Let's take a T-Rex, for instance. Let's say chickens did not exist at all back then. It was just a dinosaur. What does this mean? Well, it means that chickens don't exist and that there's a dinosaur with really small arms. So from here, we can find our right answer. So, we all know that living creatures evolve. Humans evolve, chickens evolve, dinosaurs evolve. So what does this mean? Well, it means that, obviously through time, the dinosaur evolved into the chicken. But you might still wonder, how does this prove what side is correct? Well, let me explain. So, we have a dinosaur, and this dinosaur, over time, happens to somehow turn into a chicken. So it maybe it gives an offspring of another dinosaur, but this dinosaur looks ever so slightly different. And this change happens hundreds and thousands of years over and over again. And let's say from the very first T-Rex to one 200,000 years later, it's going to look far different. Because now this dinosaur from 200,000 years later looks more like the chicken than the T-Rex 200,000 years previous. So, saying this, let's say this 200,000-year-old chicken dinosaur mix creature thing exists, and this chicken dinosaur gives birth of an egg, correct? That would make sense. So it lays an egg and it gives birth. Now let's say that it gives birth to the very first chicken, because through evolution, because of how that works, eventually at some point, evolution had to have created the very first chicken. But that chicken had to have been born by something that was close to a chicken, but was not yet, by our everyday modern standards, a chicken. And so, with that, we can conclude that the chicken did not come first, but it was the egg. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video.